Hi guys, welcome to another edition of After School Cello Club. I have a fantastic question from Christopher, so I'm going to read it and then we'll just dive right in. I'm having trouble with finger articulation in slurred and legato descending passages. For example, ascending, and that's a lower to a higher finger, is easy enough. You just place the next finger without removing the first finger and it sounds nice. Descending, I need to have the lower finger placed correctly before removing the upper, and then also removing the upper fast enough that it doesn't cause a squeak. I'm finding this difficult to master, particularly with the fourth finger. I often get little squeaks from fourth to first finger on the D string. Can't seem to lift the fourth finger fast enough. And is there different ways to approach this? Is it also a combination issue with the bow? Okay, that's a great question. I remember battling that, and there actually is a pretty, I'm assuming you're not doing this yet, so this is the quickest way to kind of get rid of that. So let's say that we're slurring two notes, and I'm on the A string in first position, playing a C natural with second finger, and then I'm going to go to a B. So this is a very exaggerated example, but if I lift my finger slowly, what you're hearing is the pitch sinking, and that's because my second finger is lifting, and it's as the weight lightens, less is, the string, less is pushing it down, and so the pitch goes down because it's unsupported. Even if you did that kind of a motion in a faster way, I'm not lifting that finger actually very slowly, but you're still hearing that nyanga, nyanga. It's like just like the pitch is diving. And that's the same with the squeaks you're hearing. What you need to do is what we call left hand articulation. This is especially true and particularly true when you're going from a higher finger to a lower finger, which is what you're talking about. So what you're actually going to do is when you get rid of second finger, you're going to pull it to the side. Okay, so I think we think of dropping fingers, so it's only natural to think of lifting the finger to remove it. There's a couple issues with this. The first is if you are playing faster works, and you're lifting like this, it's easy, especially if the notes feel fast. You start lifting extra because you're thinking like, oh man, these notes are coming quickly. And then the further you lift, now your fingers are so much further from the fingerboard. So it's going to be even harder to get to the next note on time. Let's say you were doing 2, 1, 3, like, and now I have to come from way up here. That's just more work and it's slower. And we still have that squeaking, that kind of pitch problem. So if you pull to the side, it's actually what we call left-hand pizz. Okay, that kind of feeling, you don't have to do it. I'm doing it in a very con gusto way to demonstrate, but pulling to the side like that, you're getting a pluck to remove the finger, so it's instantaneous. It's like kunk versus nya, nya. Like that's a flatter finger just kind of lifting. It's still going to be slower versus so. It's beautiful. It's like a playing notes on a piano. It's just instantaneous. The other nice thing is that as you pull in, if you look at our hands, this is what our hand wants to do. It's much easier to close our hand than to like extend it and lift it up like this. And eventually, you're going to pull to the side like that. So it's like kind of curling into your palm, and your hand can kind of you make like a little bit of a slight circle motion, and that it's just like returning instantly. So it's a very rapid motion when you've practiced it enough. So it will facilitate fast playing, and then even with slow playing, you'll now have total control of when you change to the next note. You just flick your finger off, and you're also like almost activating, it's almost giving extra crisp articulation to the next note, which is, you know, better. So that's what I would practice. Fourth finger is not fun. So fourth finger, you can do that. I do that. I definitely pull to the side with fourth finger. The other thing I'll do is when I play fourth finger, you know, because it's a weaker, smaller finger, I'll also use my hand whenever possible. Sometimes it's not, but a lot of times it is. And so I'm really focusing on this little motion with the top of my hand, kind of rolling my hand. It really helps. It helps me kind of add a little bit of zest to that left hand pizz, because my fourth finger is just not quite as powerful as the other fingers. So this, that's pretty soft, as you can probably hear. It's softer than second finger, but it's enough to get clean articulation. Okay, so use a little bit of a hand rolling for fourth finger in particular. So if you want to practice this, first thing I would do is I would do 1, 2, and 3 just while you're getting used to it, so you don't exhaust your fourth finger. And you can just, so I just add the fingers one at a time, just trying to drop them comfortably with velocity. And then, now you're going to do this at home and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did he do? I just have done it many times. So it looks really easy, and then you're going to try it, and all your fingers are going to pull off at once, and it's just like, what happened? It just takes a little bit of practice to, you know, pluck and coordinate the fingers so that they don't all just kind of do that. So, and then, and you can see I'm kind of rolling my hand a little bit. Something like that. Then you just add the bow. And this really helps with legato playing. The bow, because the left hand's going to articulate, I'm basically not going to try to do anything with the bow. So I'm going to do, that's what I'm doing with the bow. And I'm practicing keeping a very consistent bow stroke and then using my left hand to change the note. So instead of like something like that where I'm using the bow to sort of like take the foot off the gas, put it back on, that's less legato than if I just keep it. That's like perfectly legato. There's just, I don't know, the briefest moment in time, and then you're on to the next note. I hope that helps. Let me know if it does, and I will see you guys in the next one.